Hello, everyone joining. Thanks all for joining today. We're going to get started in just a couple seconds. Just going to let folks come on in, but welcome to today's webinar, 2021 Content Marketing and Publishing Trends. So we're just going to give it a few minutes for everyone to join, but today's meeting is being recorded and will be shared out. So we'll just give it a little bit more time for folks to join in. But again, welcome to today's webinar, 2021 Content Marketing and Publishing Trends. So just to go over the agenda as folks join in. Today we'll be doing issue insights, covering some of the trends that we've seen, as well as doing some product demos related to those trends. And then we'll be doing a short Q&A session at the very end. And if you stick around to the end, we have some special offers as well. So if you have any questions, please send them in the Q&A portion. So we'll show you where that is in a second as folks join in. But that'll let me easily see and sort any questions that might be asked, and we'll be covering questions during the Q&A. So as everyone is joining again, some housekeeping information. Today, all participants will be muted throughout the duration of the presentation, just to ensure the best audio quality for everyone. If you have any questions, again, please submit them using the Q&A button. You can find that at the bottom of your bar. So that's where you can submit any questions, and it makes it a lot easier for myself as well as Craig on the CS side to help answer them. We'll be fielding the questions throughout and then answering them during the Q&A portion as well. And lastly, we'll be recording today's webinar, and we will be sharing the link to the recording in a follow-up, so you can listen to it again or share with any others who might be interested. So we'll just give it a little bit more time as folks join in. But a little bit about me, today's speaker, my name is Meghan Cole, and I am a marketing manager here at Issuu. I've been working at Issuu for almost 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in April. And I've worked really closely with both the product and the marketing side. Prior to working at Issuu, I've been a graphic designer as well as working in advertising and doing a lot of different fields. So I'm always really excited to get to do these webinars and share some of my own insights, trends, and ideas, especially related to how you can use Issuu to help your business grow or you reach your marketing goals. So as a marketer, I always like to get a quick feel of everyone who's joining in today. So we have one poll that I'll be launching now. This is the first poll. Just would love to see what level of marketer you would consider yourself, whether it's beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert, or not a marketer. If you're not a marketer, or if you consider yourself kind of a brand new marketer just learning, don't worry. Today's webinar is meant to be really accessible and easy, and you can definitely get a lot of value from today's webinar sessions and learning. Even if you don't work directly in marketing, there are a lot of ideas that you can use and apply in other fields as well. So just take a quick second to answer this poll, and then we have one other poll that will be running. So we'll just let folks finish up answering this poll, and then we have one more poll question for you to really help give me a better idea of who all is joining today and what your goals are in joining today's webinar, so I can help tailor my responses as well as the Q&A portion to best answer your questions and goals. So for the second question that we have today, we'd love to get an idea of the reason you're attending today's today's webinar. So you can choose all of the choose any of the reasons that apply, but whether you want to learn tips and tricks for using Issuu, you want to learn about content marketing trends, learn about publishing trends, other, all of the above, or none of the above. So if you have any suggestions on other topics you'd love to cover or love to learn more about, feel free to leave them in the chat or in the Q&A. And we'll collect those and consider them for future webinars. But the main topics today that we'll be covering are the content marketing and publishing trends, and of course, tips and tricks using Issuu. Awesome. So as folks finish answering out the poll question, just a little bit about Issuu. Our mission here is to enable anyone from independent creators to global brands to create, share, measure, and monetize their digital content. So what that means is a really simple process, or at least I think it's a very simple process of being able to publish any of your content to Issuu, whether you've uploaded it from Dropbox, your desktop computer, or from your Google Drive files. You can upload a PDF or PowerPoint or Word document. We have a lot of different file capabilities that you can upload to Issuu to create our kind of signature flipbook experience. From there, we've also created additional solutions to help you share that content and distribute it anywhere your readers might be across all different digital platforms. And lastly, you can measure the impact that you have with your new shared content using our Issuu statistics. So today in the webinar, I'll be covering some of the key features that we have related especially to some of the trends that we saw in our 2021 marketing trends and observations. So for the Issuu Insights, we have our 2021 content marketing and publishing trends. We have a full list. This is just going to be a few, but you can find more on issuu.com/issue, and we'll be sharing that out as well. So just to get started, one of the biggest opportunities we see is the expanding Martech stack and adding more integrations into your marketing technology solutions. So what this really means is looking at your collection of technologies and solutions, whether it's softwares or different programs you use online or directly on your desktop, to help optimize your process throughout the customer's life cycle. So if you look from the center outwards, it's really about creating your content and hosting it where you need it to be hosted, sharing it and distributing it, especially with the help of Issuu, and bringing it to a bunch of different channels that we have a lot of solutions and we've created a lot of different solutions for. Whether you are embedding your publication on a shopping link or on a web shopper's web page, or sharing it and distributing it across social media channels, or scheduling it in emails or on any other learning resources, Issuu really helps have some solutions on all of those different fields. So as you are reaching your customers at different touch points, you're also able to kind of layer your marketing tech stack in with more solutions. So a quick checklist of how you can figure out what you might need or gaps that you might have. We have 4 steps more or less, as well as which questions you should be asking yourself at each step. So the first one would be, of course, to define your needs. So understanding what action you're really trying to drive. This could be something as simple as, I want to increase the number of sales. So from there, you can run an audit. How are you currently accomplishing those actions? So what are you doing on all of your web pages across the digital landscape? How are you reaching out to people in order to increase your sales? What does that experience look like? And how are they interacting with the different materials or content pieces? And going into the next step, developing the list of requirements. So that's really seeing what the gaps are, as well as what you need to help enrich what your current actions are. And those enrichment touch points are really where Issuu helps shine and polish up your solutions. And lastly, of course, you have your implementation. So once you've added in your new solutions and helped kind of flesh out your plan, it's always great to continue to rerun this process, audit it again, understand how your new integrations are working with your old ones, and really just continuously improve and get a better feeling of what that full user experience looks like. So a couple of the technologies that we've seen are really valuable, especially from Issuu, as well as from the content marketing standpoint, include just adding more motion graphics and video elements into your interactive pieces online. So here at Issuu, we're really known for having that nice interactive flipbook page, but we've also created a lot of additional solutions related to how we see users interacting with content more and more nowadays. So I'm sure many of you have heard the rise of mobile, whether it is on your Instagram social stories or the TikTok crowd. There has just been a really huge push towards those mobile integrations, and we have added a lot of additional solutions to enhance your content, not only on that desktop flipbook experience, but also for mobile devices. Reports last year saw that more than 70% of mobile data traffic overall, including cellular and Wi-Fi connections, consisted of consuming types of video content. And it's usually correlated with smartphone screen sizes. So folks who have larger screen sizes, which is the larger phones, tend to consume more data compared to people with smaller screen sizes, which was just something we thought was really interesting and why we created some of our additional vertical video solutions that I'll be doing a quick demo on now. So I'm going to switch over to the Issuu home space. And here I'm in my publisher home space. Again, if you haven't uploaded your content, you can just go over to upload and really easily upload your content, whether it is a PDF or a other document. You can upload it really easily, and we have a few different solutions here as well. So after your content is uploaded, I'm going to go ahead and go into one of the publications I've already uploaded, just for speed and efficacy. But here in my sample, we have a couple different solutions. So again, as I mentioned, video motion graphics are really cool and a great way to kind of add more interest to your flat materials. So one way you can do this directly in your desktop materials is by adding links and media for your content with YouTube or Vimeo videos. So I'm going over here on the left-hand side to add links and video, and I'm going to go over to the spreads just to show you what this looks like. We can automatically detect links directly into your content. So if you have anything hyperlinked, we'll automatically detect it, but you can also manually add any additional elements by adding a really simple box. So in this box, for example, it already detected that I added a YouTube link here. So you can go over to check the edit link and video option. So it's checked on video. And this is a paid feature to embed it in your publication, but you can also have it play as an overlay. And I'll show the difference between these two features. But I'm going to do embed in publication and autoplay, save that, and just show you really quickly what this looks like directly in the reader. So here in our reader, you can open it up and it will automatically add that video that we detected. So it'll play either in an overlay or play directly in the publication. Sorry, I might have refreshed a bit too quickly and caused it to not auto embed, but this is what the publisher overlay looks like. So you can add any other video elements you might want to directly into your publication to just really add to that digital experience. Another way you can do this is by embedding video elements directly into your publications as well. So let me just refresh this page one time and see if it, I'm going to play around with my elements, make sure that they are set up and good to go. And there we go. So in this example, you can see how you can add any video elements to make your content even more interactive. So if you're just uploading a brochure or an ebook that you might have already created and designed, there are great ways to even add more layers of interaction or video elements, which we see as a really huge opportunity, especially going into 2021. Another way, if you don't have those video elements created yet, is also built right into Issuu by using our visual stories tool. So I'm going to go back over to my publication And here I'm going to go to create visual story, and I can select a range of pages from my original spreads. And the way this works is I'm going to really easily take any of the pages from my original spreads, including the text as well, and automatically pull that in to a pre-templated vertical video style. So I'm going to choose a different template style really quickly, and I'm just going to play around with some of these elements. So what we've done essentially is pull the elements directly from your PDF or from your file document, whatever you might have uploaded, and created new versions and new ways that you can create some video elements. So I'm also going to just change my little logo out to be whatever image I want by just clicking and dragging. Oops, sorry. And then I can preview it here with the preview, and it'll show me what that video looks like. So this just gives you some really light motion graphic elements that you can use in a lot of different ways, which is really nice because you can not only embed it directly into your publication, but you can also share it on social media pages or anywhere else. My cool webinar. And you can make any edits directly into your examples as well. So it really gives you a lot of control and options, even if you don't have necessarily a motion designer on retainer, or you don't have the motion design solutions necessarily, you can make them really easily on Issuu as well. And we have some more motion elements and new graphics for social sharing coming down the pipeline. So keep your eyes peeled for some more solutions to come in the future. And the last topic that I'll be covering today in our marketing trends is really looking into the value of evergreen content, which is that long form content that lives on forever. So typically when we think about evergreen content, it's search optimized content that stays relevant and fresh for readers for a long time, well past its publication date. So it's a really great way to help drive traffic to your site or drive traffic to your brand for months or years into the future online, just by using some keywords that are relevant and stay fresh throughout time. So some of the best strategies rely on a mix of topical articles and long-lasting posts. So with Issuu, the search optimization and indexed content is built right into your uploads. We can detect all of the elements. So as you saw with the text or with the images in the visual stories, we can take all of those elements and help index and optimize your content for search right into your uploads, which really helps maximize your evergreen potential to drive audiences to your brand and content for years to come. So there isn't really a specific demo for this solution. All you really have to do is upload your content or any back issues of your content, and you're helping build out that that warehouse of additional content and long form content that lives on the web to help kind of build out your links, build out more content and more brand awareness. And we do a lot of that kind of back end work for you in terms of making your content more searchable and more discoverable for your audiences. One item that I can show you to give a little bit more context on this evergreen content, as well as another way that you can kind of optimize your publications, is by using article stories. So after I've uploaded my document, we have article stories to automatically kind of detect and create some HTML5 endless scrolling experiences for your publication. So this is really great, especially for your mobile audience if they want to read their long form content, but it might be a little too small and harder to read, and you have to pinch in and out if you're not reading it on a desktop device. We've also created the article stories tool. So I'm going to go in and edit this article just to show you kind of what that user experience looks like, as well as show you how you can share these as other opportunities for your evergreen content as well. So as you can see, we have our elements from the original spreads on the left-hand side here, including all of the text, which we have detected as individual elements, and all of the images, which are also their own elements. So all we do is kind of click to add any of those elements in. You can make a lot of different adjustments, move them up and down. as well as edit your text, break it up, or anything like that. So for example, I'm using a few different styles of text in my article stories in order to just add a little bit of hierarchy and a little bit more interest for that scrollable content, while also trying to keep the integrity of what I originally published on Issuu. So once that is ready to go, and I've already kind of pre-created this one, you can preview what it would look like over on the preview button here. And when it's ready to publish, you can click the publish button and you'll have a shareable link that you can share out really easily. That is a HTML5 kind of bookmarked scrolling version of that individual article from your long form content. So this is a great way to help kind of break up your content, add more articles, add more search capabilities, and do just even more with the content that you've uploaded to Issuu. So with that, that covers most of the topics we'll be covering today, as well as the demos. We'd love to dig deeper in or do more sessions to showcase some of the other solutions that we have. So I'm going to run one more poll just to see the interest. And Craig is joining us as well. Craig Kingsbury over on the customer success side runs the Issuu Academy workshops. So if you're interested in any free workshops on how Issuu can help transform your content into stories, emails, and social posts, just click yes, and we'll be sure to reach out. And Craig, if you'd like to give more details about the Issuu Academies.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I've been in the one answering questions in the Q&A for everybody. And our Issue Academy, similar to a webinar, but it's going to be a little bit more interactive and going in more detail, actually jumping into the tool, be able to answer your questions in real time. And we run this every week, and the topics are the same for each day. So if you're not able to make one day, you can always just join that same one the next week. But you can join Tuesdays is all about getting started, preparing your PDF for upload. Wednesdays is more about mobile optimization. So article stories, visual stories, how to make your content more available to your readers in a mobile platform. And then Thursdays are statistics and then some of the different integrations we have. So if you're able to join, you can actually just register straight from the main dashboard. You'll basically see the same tile that you're seeing here. Yeah, you can join any of the days that work best for you.
So now we'll be going over to the Q&A portion. And I need to stop sharing directly so I can open up the questions. But Craig, if you saw any questions in particular, please be sure to submit any questions you have as well in the Q&A and not in the chat. It just makes it easier for us to sort, as well as to make sure that we capture all of them as well. But if there are any questions, Craig, that you saw in particular, happy to answer.
Yeah, no, I think this would be a good question for you, actually, Megan. It's about embedding the video through Adobe InDesign before uploading,
Oh,
as opposed to hiding the video within Issue.
yes. So embedding the video in Adobe InDesign, we find is sometimes has its problems or has error messages, which is on the side of the InDesign solution. So our suggestion is instead to hyperlink your content as that YouTube link instead of embedding it directly into your PDF. So there are a couple benefits to this. One is it honestly makes your file a lot smaller and a lot easier to save and export. So if you just add a hyperlinked element, we'll automatically detect any of your links and convert them automatically on Issuu. So I can show you really quickly what that looks like. Oops, sorry. I have a lot of tabs open. So if I go over to my Issuu homepage and I go to my publications and I go over to the sample that I have, the way I've set this one up, actually I had created in InDesign. And when I go into the add links and video, we automatically detect any of the hyperlinks that were linked into the content. So for example, in this example, we just hyperlinked an image out to link to a different element, but you can also do that with any like YouTube or Vimeo links. And when we see that the link is a YouTube or Vimeo link specifically, it will automatically become a video style link that will do the play and overlay version of it. So that would be the way that we recommend embedding videos onto Issue as well. It makes your files a lot easier to share and a lot quicker to upload to Issue. And it also doesn't see some of the URL issues or problems rather that have been faced with the kind of beta version of that video embed functionality available in InDesign.
So we had another question that came in. It was around article stories, Megan. So if you're able to actually pull up an article story in the editor,
Mhm.
and the question was, when I create article stories, it loses letters, especially it or I, O, or of. Is there a function in the font that I'm not using in my publication? And I think maybe one thing that we can do to kind of help with this question is just show how you can actually edit the text within there if it's not picking something up.
Yep. Um, Yeah, so if the text is having any problems, it might be related to the font, or the font might be using specific glyphs, especially it or if or IO. I think sometimes those use a font like ligature style fonts, which might carry over a little weird. But if you see any problems like that, you can really easily just click on any of the elements and type into it, or add, subtract as you see fit. You can also break up the text or subtract the text just by using the enter or backspace buttons. So it is certainly a bit on a case by case basis where when it comes to the text detection on some of the unique fonts or free fonts. But in general, we find that our detection services try to carry it over to the best of our abilities.
Perfect. And then another question that came in, this is about Canva actually. It says, does Canva work well when creating your PDF, or can you create your content directly in Issue?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
They're just wanting to know how well Canva works when creating your PDF for Issue, or if it's possible to
Yes.
build it within Issue.
Totally. So currently we do not have specific tools to build directly into Issue, but Canva is a really great solution as well. Um, so what's really nice about Issue is that we're really agnostic in terms of where you have uploaded your content from. So I made this in InDesign, but if I go into my publications, I'm pretty sure I can find an example. Yep. Uh, this example here, I created actually using Canva, and it works just as well. It has all the same elements in terms of link detection, and we can automatically create stories as well from any of your elements. And I used a free template from Canva. So wherever you might have your resources or wherever you might be uploading them from, they are compatible with Issue as long as you export them to a PDF for Canva in particular.
We also just have questions. People are wanting to know if the recording will be sent out to everybody.
Yes, so we are recording today's session and we will be sharing it out in an email within the next day or so as well.
All right. And they're also just wanting to follow up. Can you also use a publisher to create your PDF? I think they were just still wondering if it's possible to create the PDF within Issue. Um, so yeah, the answer to that is you would need to use Canva or InDesign or something like that to build the PDF. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and begin uploading it to Issue.
Yep. And if you don't have Canva or InDesign, you can also use Microsoft Word, Pages, Keynote, Google Slides. You can really use anything that you are creating a file on. Um, and we have more information in terms of how you export those files to upload to Issue available in our Help Center.
And then this question just came in and said, just kind of to go back on how to register for the Issue Academy. And actually right here on this page that you can see here, You can register for the Academy directly from here. So anytime you just go to Issue, just from that main page, you should see that tile right there that says Issue Academy, and actually register for the event from that page.
Awesome. I think that is all the time we have for questions today. But thank you all for submitting so many questions, and we'll be sure to be saving them and making sure to come up with more topics to cover in future webinars as well. Um, As special thanks for everyone staying for the full presentation, we'd love to offer 30% off of an Issuu Premium annual subscription, which gives you a lot of additional features, some of which I've covered today. So the offer code is 2021 Trends 30. The offer will be sent out via email as well as to all attendees. So if you are interested in 30% off your premium annual subscription and you already have an Issuu account, just wait until the email is sent and we'll send you a special link to claim that offer. And if you're a new user, you can use the offer code 2021 Trends 30 to upgrade your account to a premium annual subscription. So that offer is good until February 1st at midnight. So that's Monday, February 1st at midnight. But thank you all again for joining today. And I hope to see you in the future in more webinars to come.